Hello everybody. Happy July. Did you guys like the Christmas music? I'm playing with my setup, and I figured out a way to add music while you guys were waiting. So hopefully it came out okay. I'm excited for today. We have a great month ahead of us. Um, and I'm excited to be able to start some of my Christmas projects, and I hope you guys are too. So before I get too far into the Christmas in July celebrations, can somebody let me know if you can hear me okay, and if I'm coming through loud and clear, and if you can see me? Um, so I won't get too ahead of myself, right? So if somebody can just let me know if everything is sounding and looking good. I see several people already in the chat. I see, who do I see? I see Suzanne, Cordelia. I see Kim in Alaska. Susie, hello. Let's see. Mary from Craft Roulette. Nice to see you. Yeah, Christmas music. We're going to be celebrating Christmas all month long. So good. Okay, so it sounds like you guys can hear me fine. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but I've been on YouTube for a pretty long time. And several years ago, I started doing Christmas in July, where I would do a whole month of recorded videos. And it was great. You know, I was able to get everything recorded, and I shared some of my Christmas inspiration with you. But my job has just kept me so busy, I haven't had a chance recently to be able to tape videos. So fortunately, I'm able to go live with you at least every Sunday, or else there'd be no activity on my YouTube channel at all. But my job has been keeping me really busy. So I was trying to figure out a way to be able to still celebrate Christmas in July with you without having to pre-record videos. And that's when I came up with the idea, since we were already getting together on Sunday afternoons, to just celebrate Christmas in July on our Sunday afternoon crafting. So hopefully you guys are up for that. We're going to be doing Christmas all month long. And the first, let's see, so there's a lot going on. So the first, let's see, you guys have heard me talk about the Card Makers Success Summit, which is coming on July the 28th through the 31st. And I'm actually going to be presenting on the 31st, which is a Sunday. So I won't be actually doing a live that day. This will be my Christmas in July. And I'm going to be giving you guys more information on that, on how to register for the Card Makers Success Summit, as well as how to buy the VIP pass if that's what you guys want to do. So I'm going to have more information for you on that. So if you're not on my mailing list, be sure to go to the website and sign up for the mailing list, so that way you're the first to know when tickets go on sale for that. And not necessarily on sale, because it's going to be a free event, and then you can also pay for the VIP pass if you want to. So I'm going to be sharing more information on that with you as well. The other thing I want to share with you is that the way that I'm going to be doing my giveaways, so we're going to do mix all month long, and hopefully you guys will go and comment on my video and like it and subscribe and all that great stuff. And then in the information box below the video, there's a link for you guys to enter into my drawing. So rather than have to figure out how I'm going to give away stuff, go to the YouTube, and in the information box, click the little button to enter the giveaway, and you only have to do it once. And I'm going to gather everybody's names and emails, and then on the first Saturday in August, we're going to do a live giveaway. So I have lots of fun prizes and giveaways planned for you guys. I'm going to have some Christmas stamp sets. I'm going to have some kits. I'm going to have all sorts of fun stuff. So be sure to go to YouTube below the video description, and you're going to see a link there that says if you want to be entered into the drawing, you're going to want to click on that to enter the drawing. So don't forget to do that, because that's the way I'm going to manage the drawings for my Christmas and July giveaways. Make sense? Hopefully we're all good with that. The other thing I wanted to share with you is you guys may or may not be aware that I have a website. Probably a lot of you are aware that I have a website, but if you have not visited the website right now, I have 20% off all of my digital images, which is kind of a fun thing to do, right? If you want to catch up on all your digis, you can check that out. And then if you want to be part of my subscription, my membership, you can go to the membership tab, and I have a subscription backstage pass is what I call it. It's an annual pass, and it allows you to every digital image in my shop. So you can get this, and then it will give you access to all of my digitals. It's kind of like a membership, I guess, or a Patreon, right? I'm thinking about doing some monthly things as well, but right now I have the annual. And if you want to have access, a backstage pass to all of my digital items, you can do that through my website. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. All right, so now that I've got all that taken care of, we can get to the fun. So Crystal, I see Crystal's joined, and she says she's aware because she's bought something. Yeah, I saw your orders come through. Thank you so much, you guys. I don't know if you realize this, but the shop helps me support buying the crafty items that I share with you. I know a lot of us love getting the new items. We can't necessarily afford the new items, but we want to see people create with them and get ideas before we commit to buying some of the new stuff. And Jim was so kind to send me a little message letting me know that Tim Holtz's Sussex Chapter 3 is coming out. So thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. So yeah, there's some things I'm probably going to get from that release. But the shop helps, you help me support my YouTube channel, and you help me support bringing you content by helping me out in the shop. So I really appreciate that. And I have lots of freebies as well. I mean, don't feel like you have to buy something. I do have the freebies, but certainly if you want to help support me through my crafty education for you guys, that's what the shop is for. So I appreciate that. All right, so I have some fun for us today. I'm going to go ahead and transition down, and we can talk about what we're going to do. So I see Robin is in the house. So you said you bought some of the Halloween digitals. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. So the design team, this was their first month creating officially for me. And we're having a holidays in July. I know everybody celebrates Christmas in July, but we have some other fun holidays in the fall too, right? We have Halloween, and we have Thanksgiving, and just fall cards in general. And I know a lot of us like to create for those as well. So in July, rather than just doing a Christmas in July, I do a holiday in July. So check out my YouTube channel. There is a hop going on, and you're going to see all sorts of inspiration from the design team. And on my video for the holidays in July, if you leave a comment, I am going to be giving away one of my kits in a couple of weeks. So don't forget to leave a comment for that. All right, so let's now that we got all that business taken care of, let's get down to our craftiness. All right, so let me go ahead and transition down, and we'll see what we got going on. Yes, you guys, we're going to be playing with inks today. All right, so Jim, thanks for the message about this Tim Holtz's new Sussex release. You enabler you. Of course, I had to go check it out, and of course, there's some items that I want to get. So I appreciate that. Am I gonna want all the chapter? You know, not all of them, Robin. Some of them, not all of them. I am very particular about what I buy these days, and unless it really speaks to me, I don't necessarily buy it. But with Sussex, you have to be careful because they don't keep their releases out forever. The stamps, you can always get them at Stampers Anonymous, but with Sussex, they're not always there, so you have to be really careful and not to miss out if there's something that you really want. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about nighttime. So, and that's kind of vague, right? So when we're playing with our distress inks, there's certain combinations to be able to make a night sky. There's certain combinations to be able to make sunsets, day, snow. There's all sorts of combination, right? So I want to share with you today my recipe, right? And how I do night skies. And we're gonna make some. So I shared this card with you, I don't know, a couple weeks ago maybe. And this is an example of a night sky with purple background. And this is a old dye. That's another thing I wanted to mention. All of my videos during the Christmas in July are going to be from my stash. I'm not going to buy any new product. I'm not going to try to upsell you guys new product out there. I am going to share with you what I do with my stash, and then some of these items aren't even available anymore. So like these dyes, I don't even think you can get them anymore. I'm putting together a little ephemera pack, so if you really want some of these, no pressure at all. But if you want some of these dyes, I'm going to have little kits in the shop for you guys. But this is an example of a night sky, and these carolers are something I use every year. I mean, you can look at my Christmas cards throughout the years and you'll see probably something every year using these carolers, because it's a very traditional scene and I love it. But I find that these carolers only work on a 5x7, otherwise they're scrunched. So I wanted to share with you today a couple of things. Number one, I wanted to share with you kind of my process for creating the night sky. I want to share with you different combinations to get different looks. And then I want to share with you how to use these cute little carolers, or caroler I should say, on a A2 card, because I know that a lot of us like to make the A2 cards, especially for Christmas, right? So let me go ahead and bring out the card that we're going to attempt to make here. And it's this little guy here. You might recognize some of these dies. Let me see if I can share these with you. The background is from this one here, which is the cityscape skyline. And I'm going to show you how I've cut it down to be able to make it a 3D. And the other die that I'm using, you might remember this one from way back, right? I'm using the Merry Christmas on my scene here. And then of course I'm using the little caroler. So that's what we're going to do today. Like I said, I am putting some of these items in the shop because they're not easily available. So if you want any of these dyes, I've been putting together little kits for you guys. Check out the shop. Not really expensive, but you can get some of these carolers and skylines without having to spend an arm and a leg going out and buying the dyes. So I do have some of these in the shop, and I'm going to have them all through the holiday season. So check that out if that's something you're interested in. So I picked up this little guy a while ago. I got him on sale when the Joanne stuff was on sale, because I knew when it first came out it was sold out and I couldn't get it. So when it got back in stock, I think I actually got it on Amazon. I can't remember specifically. But I picked it up because I knew I would want to use it for the Halloween and Christmas season. So we're going to play with this today. Now, to make moons, because that's what we're going to do, we're going to make some big old moons. You don't even need this, to be honest with you, but what I like about this is you get that little extra dye, which kind of gives you the texture of the moon, right? Not just a white space. So I got this because I knew I would use it. And if I remember, like I said, I got it a while ago, and I don't even remember what I paid for it, but I can't imagine I can't imagine it was very expensive. So that's what we're going to play with. But this is what we're going to do. So I don't know if you can tell, I've got a 3D effect going on, and you guys know I'm not a perfectionist with my cards. I don't strive for perfection. I strive for it to be a little grungy. So some of these things, you know, like the lights in the background, I don't mind them being a little bit grungy. That's just my style. Certainly you can clean it up if you want to, if you don't like the grunginess of it. But that's just how I approach things. So let's go ahead. I want to share with you, I've been playing a little bit, and I want to show you some of the combinations. So here's a couple of the combinations I've been playing with. And this one, as you can see, is a little bit more purplish, and this one is a little bit more bluish. So there are three colors that I use consistently, and then there's several that I interchange. So let me share with you the three colors that I use. The three colors that I use consistently on every night sky is Stormy Sky. I use Faded Jeans, and I don't have, or at least I don't think I have Faded Jeans in the Oxide, but I mix and match, and it's fine for me. And then Black Soot. So these are my staples for my night skies. These are the three that I will use consistently on my night skies. And then there's other colors that are interchanged. And let me share with you some of those colors. So one of them is cracked pistachio. And the cracked pistachio is what you see on this one right here. You can see some of the greenish in there. I also use iced spruce. Iced spruce is a little bit darker. Some may or may not like that. Maybe they like it to be a little bit more faded, but this is the iced spruce. If you want more of a purplish tinge, there's a couple ways you can go. You can go with the milled lavender, and then you can also use the shaded lilac. So there's a couple ways you can go with that. And then for some of the haze around the moon, I've used a couple. I've used tumbled glass, and I've also used the speckled egg. Now you might be asking me, Monica, why are you showing me so many colors? Well, let me tell you why. Not everybody has one combination of colors, right? I mean, you might have Black Soot, Faded Jeans, and tumbled glass, or tumbled glass and faded jeans and shaded lilac. You may not have all the combinations, so I wanted to share with you that you don't necessarily have to run out and get a new ink, right? Because we're not buying new product this month. We're using what we have to make your night skies. But I will say the consistent colors that I use, again, are the Black Soot, the Stormy Sky, and the Faded Jeans. And that's what gives me the darkness for my night. So let's go ahead and get started here. So does anybody have any questions before we get going? Because this is kind of what we're going to focus on today, and then we're going to put together a few cards. But this is what I want to share with you. I mean, the night sky for holiday cards, not only Christmas, but even Halloween, is something we see on a lot of our cards. And I know not everybody knows what that combination is. So that's why I thought I would start my first Christmas in July video, live stream, if you will. Sharing with you my secret sauce. All right, so if you have any questions, just feel free to put them in the chat and I will grab those. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to be entered into my drawing, that will be the first, I'm going to hold a live doing my giveaways. There is a link in the description box below my video that says enter into my Christmas in July drawing. So you'll want to make sure you definitely click that and enter, so that way I will have your name and email for the drawing. All right, so there's also a lot of talk about cardstock, right? Everybody loves their cardstock. Well, I know a lot of people talk about Nina White and how smooth it is, and it is, don't get me wrong. But this is what I use for my night sky, and I'll tell you why. If you look closely, I don't know if you can see it, but it has, this isn't pure white. This has some, I don't know, some grayish tones in it, which I think are fantastic for moons. So if I don't get color on every single part, some of that's going to show through. And I get this at Hobby Lobby. But my point that I wanted to make is you don't necessarily have to start out with Nina White. You know, you can start out with something a little bit heavier. This certainly isn't as smooth as Nina White, but it takes the ink perfectly. So I get this when I have a 40% off coupon. Again, I'm on a crafty budget too. I can't afford to go out and buy every single thing out there. So I try to find ways to save, and sometimes I can save on the paper. So that's what I do. All right. So I want to go ahead and start with the cracked pistachio because this gives us a little bit of that green tinge in the background. And the way that I do this is, first of all, I find an ink blender so I don't commingle my inks. So let me find one. Let's see. I thought I had one, but I guess I don't. So let me go ahead and grab one. And this is how I keep my inks. I don't know if I shared this with you before. So these are like little jewelry, I don't know, little jewelry things. And I put my individual inks in here. This one isn't even used. And then I put whatever the color is. And then I save them in here. And I started doing this when I just had inks, not the oxides. So I'm going to have to go back and redo my inks since now I've built up my collection. All right, so okay, so the green is the moon, right? It's my shades of moon. So knowing that, basically what I do is I just get some ink on my blender, and I just kind of randomly put some in the middle because that's where my moon's going to be. So I'm not careful about it. I just want to add color. Once I get some color in there, I come in with one of my staples, and it is my Stormy Sky. And the reason I do it this way is because I want to have some of this blue. I want to have some of this blue in my moon. Okay, so when you think about it, here's your moon, right? But I want some of that blue inside. So I'm going to just kind of add some blue, trying not to have some sharp edges here. And I'm getting some sharp edges, but that's okay. We're going to fix that. And then I'm going to get my moon, and then I'm going to cover the whole thing. So obviously if I had this when I was doing my night sky, I wouldn't have some of that blue in there, but I do want some of that blue. Not crazy about those sharp edges. But we're gonna fix that. All right. Okay. So again, taking my Stormy Sky. Now, if you had just a circle, you don't necessarily have to have the mask. If you had a circle or a mask, you can easily do that. I've been using this. I was thinking I wouldn't necessarily like it because I have to hold it, but it hasn't actually been too bad. So I'm just going to come in and add some of this Stormy Sky all around my paper. And again, if it adjusts, just modify a bit, just to get that, make sure that you've got that coverage. And I'm giving it a little bit of pressure because I want to get some color in here. And I want it to be a little bit dark, but it doesn't have to be perfect, and you'll see why in just a minute. So now here's where you can start to see this moon come to life. And like I said, I've got some sharp edges, But like I said, I'm not a perfectionist. I don't fret about that. If that bothered you, I guess you could start over, but things like that just don't bother me. I'm okay with it. So once I've got my stormy sky, I'm going to move to faded jeans. Now if this was an oxide, I'd go right in with this because I keep my blues the same, but I don't commingle my oxides and my inks. So I have a separate inker for this. But if they were both oxides, I would share them because I keep the colors the same. If it's the blue family, I'll use the same inker for the blues. If it's the green family, I say use the same inker, as long as I don't commingle my oxides and my inks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add my dark blue now. And now here's where you're going to start to see that night sky come together. And if you're new to my channel, I would sure love to hear from you. I know we get a lot of the regulars here on Sunday afternoon. But if you are new to my channel, please say hello. We don't bite. And I'd love to have you introduce yourself. All right, so again, I'm just adding, I started with my stormy sky, and now I'm using faded jeans. Just making that night sky. All right, okay, so now you can kind of see it's coming together a bit, right? Now the next thing I'm going to do, and this is where some people get their freak on, because they're like, oh my God, what are you doing? But this is when I bring out the black soot. Now the black soot on top of the blue, and you're going to see I'm going to add blue on top of the black. It really brings out the night sky. And a lot of people, I think black soot is underestimated. I think it's a great color. A lot of people don't necessarily think that. I think they go to their walnut stains and their antique antique photo. Is that what it is? But black soot is another staple, and I think it's wonderful. So I'm just gonna, again, I'm just adding the black right over my blue. Now don't freak here. We're gonna get some of that blue back, but I'm just building up my layers. And it helps that moonshine. Hi Jane, it's so nice to meet you. Glad you're here. Hopefully you'll be able to stick around with us on our Sunday afternoon crafting. But it's really nice to meet you. I appreciate you saying hello. I've got a lot of regulars here, and I'm sure they can make you feel real welcome. All right. Okay, so there's the black. Now, that's pretty dark, right? I mean, maybe we don't want the night to be this dark. Maybe we do. Maybe we want to splatter some white and make some stars. There's a lot we can do. But what I do is I come back with my faded jeans. So, yeah, you know, Kim, if you have some moonshine, start passing it around. How fun. My fingers are getting inky. All right, so again, I'm just going to come back in with my blue, and you're going to see that that night is going to transition, because while it's still dark, it's going to be more of a blue-black, and that's what I like. So that's why I come back and I do several layers. Some people might think I'm crazy for all the layers that I do, but this is my process for my night skies. All right. Now, some of us like to have our moon giving us some rays, right? And I want to show you how I do that. So, which one is it? Tumbled glass. I think it's tumbled glass. So tumbled glass is a really good one for that. And using my little finger dauber here. And I'm just going to give it some shine around the moon. Just to have the moon glow a bit, right? Maybe it's an exceptionally bright night. I don't know. But it kind of gives it that haze. You see what I mean? So now it looks like, and I'm going to blend this in, but now you can see it kind of looks like it's hazy, right? And that's tumbled glass. And that works really, really well. All right. And then once I've got my colors, this rag is well loved. I'll come in and kind of smooth it out a little bit. I don't necessarily have to use my blenders for everything, but just to kind of smooth it in a bit. Now, you can stop there. I mean, that pretty much, I think that looks pretty cool. That's a pretty cool moon. But if you have this mask, and I do, you can add some texture to it. And it fits right over there. And you've got a couple sizes. You've got the smaller moon, you got the bigger moon, and then you have the medium one. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, what color do we want to use. I think I'm going to use the tumbled glass. And we're just gonna add some texture to the moon. Okay. And then finally what I do, and people are gonna freak, I'm sure, but I like to pull the color out sometimes. So this is my Stormy, which one is this one? I don't even know. This is, well, I'm going to use Stormy Sky. I'm just going to pull some of that color. Because again, I don't go for perfection. And that's my moon. So, as you can see, I mean, it's still got that brightness, but it's got some color behind it. You can do different combinations. I did a few combinations here. You can go lighter, you can go darker, but there's different combinations. But I just wanted to share with you my background is the consistent part, and then I switch up the colors. So let's go ahead and make another one just so we can have a comparison, and then we'll put some cards together. All right, so we started out with cracked pistachio, right? So let's go ahead and give this one more of a purplish tinge. So let's, I don't know, let's go with milled lavender, I guess. Let's try that one. Let's see. All right, so again, I'm just gonna kind of come in here, and I'm just gonna add some color to the middle of it. And again, we just want to pick up some color in the moon, right? So this is going to be more of a purplish tinge. All right. And then now that I've got my purple, I'm going to come in with my Stormy Sky. And I'm just going to use the ink that's on it because I just want to add some of that blue in with the purple. My moon's going to be up here, so I'm going to grab some of this color here. I get a little bit more purple. So I'm just adding some purple. And as you can see, purple is going to be a lot lighter than the cracked pistachio, but that's okay, right? Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my mask up here somewhere. And now we're going to come in with the Stormy Sky. And this is, again, I'm just going to cover the whole card with this stormy sky. And you don't even have to have perfect coverage. I mean, because again, we're going to, at the end, we're going to add that black soot. So you don't have to have perfect coverage. We're just creating layers here. All right, so there's my stormy sky. You can see some of that purple in there along with the blue. The next color is you guys got awfully quiet out there. Are you just mesmerized by the moon? Is the moon hypnotizing you? Alright, so I am going to come in with my faded jeans. Again, just covering the whole card. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want the coverage for my layers. And then finally, your moonstruck. Very good. And then finally, mesmerizer, you're crafting. Okay, Kim. Finally, I'm going to come in with my black soot to create that dark sky. Alright, and this is the part people cringe at. If you don't want to add the black soot, don't add it. This is just my formula. This is what I do because I like the darker sky against that shiny moon. But certainly you could stop after the blue if you wanted to. It's your card. You do what works for you. So smooth. Look at that. Just so smooth. All right. Whew. Look at that bright moon. Isn't that beautiful? All right. Now, if you want, again, if you want to have that shimmer. Oh, Marianne, you're welcome. I think you're relatively new too. Welcome to the channel. All right, so if you want to have that shimmer around the moon, again, what I used is tumbled glass. Okay. You don't have to do this, but I love the way tumbled glass looks on the black. I just think it just shimmers so nicely and it really gives a nice shine. And where's the lid? There it is. All right. And then coming back with my stormy sky, I'm just gonna, I should have covered that. I'm just gonna kind of add that back in. But you guys, you know, I am not a perfectionist. I don't mind that imperfection. All right, then I'll come in with my texture. Again, you can stop here if you so desire. Cordelia. I'm going to go ahead and just add this here. And let's see, what should we use? Let's use shaded lilac. And let's see here. Let me get another dauber. Just because I kind of want to stay with the purple family. This is an ink. I don't want to commingle my oxides, so I'm gonna get another dauber here. This might be a little dark. We'll see. I'm just gonna come in with a real light hand, and I need to add more ink to this anyway, so it might be light anyway. But I just want to kind of keep that. Ooh, I like that. I like it. All right. All right, so those are my two moons. So as you can see, oh, I need to add my blue. I missed a step. Because I was like, that looks really black. We might have to add our shine again. Let me get my blue in here. You don't want it as black as it was, and I don't. I want to get some of that blue in here. All right, looks good. Okay. And I'm going to get my tumbled glass one more time and just add a little bit more shimmer. Because it's a shiny, shimmery night. All right. And that's it, you guys. Now, of course, you know I like to pull my color. So I'm just kind of going over it. Why? It's just what I do. And then, let me see if I can rinse these fingers a bit and we'll look at these cards. Just cleaning off my fingers. Not very well, but the best that I can. All right, so that's it, you guys. So look at, we've got, this one has more of a purplish tinge. This one has more of a green tinge. But both of them are great moons, in my opinion. So just with different combinations, if you keep your night combination consistent, you know, and then change up your colors, you can come up with some great combinations. So let me know, do you guys prefer the purplish tinged one or the cracked pistachio one? Let me know in the comments which ones you prefer. And let's put some cards together. So when I'm making Christmas cards, if I wanted to make several of these, typically what I would do is I would make several of these backgrounds, wash my hands, and then I'd start working on the cards. So, you know, if you want to do an assembly line, these cards that I'm going to be making for you today are not bad. I mean, once you get the background, you can easily make several Christmas cards with this design. Crystal, you like them both? Okay. So what I'm using here, as I shared with you, this old caroler set. And as you can see, if I used both of these characters, it'd be pretty tight, right? So I had the idea, as I always do, to use my skyline. But of course, I didn't necessarily want to have the whole skyline and have her covered. I mean, I guess you could, right? But I thought it was kind of a waste because her skirt covers it. So then I had the idea of just kind of popping it up to make it look like a 3D. So, you know, there's a couple ways you can go. You could put the skyline, you know, across the cardstock and just have it as a 1D, not a 3D. So if you have several that you have to mail, maybe you don't want it to be 3D, right? Maybe you want it to be flat. That's perfectly fine. But if you want it to be 3D, I'm going to show you how I did that. All right, so when I did this, let's see if I can remember how I did this. I used, okay, so yeah. So this guy, make sure I got all my little windows popped out. So I had this as my edge, and I went all the way to the edge here. But let me make sure I have this trimmed down first, because I like to mat my cards on black cardstock, which means that this has to be 3 3/4. So let me trim a bit. Yeah, you could go landscape, Jim. I tend to not prefer landscape cards. That's just me. I like the horizontal cards, but I mean, you certainly could. I mean, we'll check that out in a minute, right? But I prefer the taller cards, and it's just me, just my thing. All right, so now when I add the black border, it'll be perfect for an A2 card. All right, so Jim's idea was to go landscape, so let's just kind of play a minute here. So yeah, you certainly could do that, but the problem you would run into is your little, well, I guess that would work actually. So I guess you could do that, right? I mean, your moon can be on the side if you wanted. I mean, we could go this way, I guess, right? If you wanted your moon on the other side. Let's just play with this idea a minute here. So your landscape would have to be all the way to the bottom. And this would be your card. It's kind of cool. Why don't we make 2? We'll make one this way, and then we'll make one the long way, just for Jim. So this one is going to have it all the way across. So let's go ahead and do that first. Back it with yellow. Yeah, so typically what I do, Kim, is I add yellow crayons. So I can do that right now. I don't tend to back it with yellow. I add my own yellow. So this is where people don't like it smudgy. And I don't mind the smudge. It's just me. I mean, I'll just come and dab some of these here. Just to get that yellow tinge going on. But that's how I do my lights for these. I don't, you could add paper in the background. I don't. But that's just me. Alright, so let's go ahead and glue this down. A monster caroler. Yeah. But yeah, we'll give it a try, right? That's what this is all about, is trying it out. I mean, I think it'll be fine. Okay. So I guess we should decide, do we want her to be against the moon? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so looks pretty good, huh? Move that down a bit. All right, so that's that one. Looks like Mary Poppins. I have a Mary Poppins die, but yeah, she does have those similarities. All right, and then we'll do this one horizontal, or vertical, I guess, right? Vertical. Okay. And let's see, what are we going to do here? So I'm going to cut it off here. Okay. I have a Mary Poppins die, Kim. I've actually made a card with Mary Poppins flying up in the air with the umbrella over the city. I have a video out for that if you guys are interested in seeing that. But yeah, I've done a Mary Poppins card before. Alright, and then this is going to be something like this. Alright, but this one's going to go higher up. Alright. I think you'll like the glue, Kim. You should let me know what you think of it. I really like it. And I guess I didn't need glue on that because I'm not going to glue that part down. Alright, so let's see, probably about, I don't know, about right there. Alright, and then she's gonna go right there. So I think that'll be good. Okay, so let's go back to this one. And just trim it a little bit. Now if I wanted to, I could still do the 3D on this one. I mean, I can easily add the 3D. I don't think I'm going to do it on this one though. I'll do it on this one. Yeah, me too, Kim. The glue. That's why I use this glue, because I like how I can still fuss with my die a little bit before committing to where it's going to be. Okay. And then these little houses are great because you can just kind of cut them on their own, and then they can be just individual pop-ups. All right. So let's see what we got going on. So I went to the dollar store. They're no longer $1. They're $1.25. I think it's false advertising. What about you? You know, don't tell me I'm going to pay $1 and then you're going to charge me $1.25. Ooh, those are tall babies. I didn't realize they were that tall. That's all right. Glad to have you here, Deidre. And we got Mary. Nice to have you in our Christmas in July celebration. So let me ask, has anybody else started their Christmas creations? One of the things that I use the month of July for, and this is why I like Christmas in July, is kind of take inventory of what I have and what I might need for my Christmas crafting. You know, that way if I do need to get anything, I can get it over the next several months, right? So I don't feel pressured to spend a lot of money in 1 month. So it's a great time to take inventory of what you think you're going to be using for the Christmas crafting, and stuck up. So Prime Day, I guess it's called Prime Day, right, is happening in a couple days, I guess. I think it's the 12th and the 13th. So be watching for your Amazon deals if you need to get anything. All right. I'm trying to get this little pop-up off. All right. So let's just trying to decide what I want to do here. Go like that. You get the idea, right? So now I have a 3D card. And then if you wanted to, I forgot to put my little lights in my window. I don't need to be perfect. All right. Now we can pop her up. Okay. So before I do that, I want to think about my sentiment. So the sentiment that I'm using is somewhere around here. It's these little guys. So when I was cutting these little guys, boy, they're thin. And it was kind of a pain to glue them down. So one of the things that I decided to do, and you might see what my trick is here, is you can have double-sided tape on the back, and when you run it through, it'll be sticky for you. So on these really thin ones, if you don't want to have to fuss with a thin glue stick, you can do that. I also have this Merry Christmas that I cut out from my Scan and Cut that I think would be fabulous too. I might do that one on this one. But yeah, so I think it's going to make it a lot easier to glue this down now that it has some stickiness on the background. So let me find my Mary. And let's see if I can pop this little guy out here. All right. So now I don't have to fuss with glue. Thank goodness. Because it was kind of a mess. And then the Christmas, I'll just kind of stick. I don't know. See, this should have been up higher. Let's see if I'm committed to this. I should be able to just lift it right up. Let's see. Yeah. Let's maybe make this a little higher. Alright. Round 2. See, if I would have used glue, I would have been stuck. I hope I don't tear this. Alright. Alright, so this needs to be a little higher, I think. Try not to stretch it. Alright. And then she's going to go here, and then Christmas is going to go, I don't know if it went much higher, but anyway. How did I do this? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's right over the moon. Talking to myself, just trying to get this situated here. I don't like it. I'm fussing here. And this sentiment is so darn thin. Alright, let's try it. Third time's a charm, right? Merry Christmas. Alright. You get the idea, right? Okay. Now I usually don't care, but I want this to be underneath. Alright. There. And then we're going to pop this little caroler up. One more. That'll do it. Alright, now I gotta get all these backings off. And I gotta do this twice because I have two little carolers. Okay. And then we'll pop her up right here, right? She's like Godzilla. Oh my gosh, she's huge. That's okay. And then she's Godzilla over the city. But maybe the city's far away, right? And then we'll do this one. People are already shooting off fireworks. Oh my goodness. Alright. And then we'll get this one here. She's got a really loud voice. Yes. She's a big caroler. But it's just another idea, you know, if you don't want to go the traditional man and woman singing, the caroler people, this is a great way to still get the traditional caroler in a Christmas card and still make your A2 size card. This is going to go here. All right. Pretty good. Oh, I got to put the Merry Christmas down. So this one I'm going to glue down. This one shouldn't be as difficult because it's a little bit thicker. So in the caroler ephemera pack in my shop, this is the Merry Christmas you're gonna get. So she can, or this can go here. Pretty good, right? And then to finish it off, we will back them on black cardstock, because that's what I do. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's my trick, you guys. That's how I make my night skies. And I love that. I mean, the moon doesn't have to be consistently the same colors, right? I mean, for my nighttime, I use the black soot, the faded jeans, and the stormy sky. But the moon can be different combinations depending on what you're going for. So just don't be afraid to experiment. And it's a great way to create backgrounds, even for Halloween. I mean, maybe you don't, you know, need or want to make night sky Christmas cards, but I bet you'll make some Halloween ones, right? All right. Looks good. And then once I clean my fingers, I'm not going to touch my white cardstock right now. But once I clean off my fingers, I'll mount them onto white cardstock. So what do you guys think? Which one do you prefer? Do you like the landscape, or do you like the vertical one? But that, see how easy it was? We just made 2 Christmas cards. So hopefully I gave you some ideas for some Christmas cards and how to create moons. This is a technique that you can use not only for your Christmas cards, of course, but for Halloween as well, because I'm sure we're going to need some big moons for Halloween too. So just a couple things before we say goodbye. I want to remind you that I'm going to be doing Christmas in July all month long, and every Sunday at 3 o'clock here on my channel. So if you want to be entered into my drawing at the end of the month, go to the description box in the YouTube channel below, and there's a link that you can enter into my drawing, and that's what I'm going to use to draw. We're going to do a live drawing show where I'm going to give away some fun items. So be sure to do that, and then I'll leave links for the products that I've used on these cards if you guys are interested, and you want to try making some night skies as well. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed our first week of celebrating Christmas in July. I know, right? The hour went by fast. But yeah, try it out. You know, just try out some night skies. I'd love to see it. And don't forget, thanks Jim, to leave thumbs up and like the video. And go back and leave me some comments as well. That always helps the channel. So that's it for today. I hope you guys all have a fabulous 4th of July tomorrow. And we will see you next Sunday, if not sooner. All right. Bye.